All right. How is everyone? Doing all right? We are today, this one, we're talking about over trading. Um, you all know that those of you who have been here consistently know that we always start with something called the scarf model. So, just a quick review of that. So, my hypothesis is that what's called the scarf model is triggers that trigger your fight, flight, or freeze response. And those triggers stem from feeling threatened by status, which is how you're seen by others or how you show up by others. So often, like, are you seen as someone who is like reliable? Are you seen as someone who has like an important title? Or um, think about social media. People are often really like, how do you show up? They show the good things, but not often the bad things. Oh, perfect, protector. Certainty is how certain you are of a situation. Is it, you think something's absolutely certain and then it gets rocked and you feel threatened or triggered. Autonomy is freedom to do things on your own or how you want to do things. So, oftentimes, not feeling controlled by something or someone. Relatedness is that, like, in group, out group. Are you part of the community? Are you seen as part of the crew? Are you in the club with everyone? And then fairness is perception of how fair something might be. So let's say that you take a trade, you get stopped out. This is me today. Um, you get bottom ticked, and you're like, "That's not fair," but actually, it really was. But that's a trigger, and all of those things are triggers for you to have that fight, flight, or freeze response. And so, as we talk about each of these different topics, we'll talk about which one do you feel is or triggers you into behaviors that maybe you aren't so proud of when you're trading. So, that's a quick overview. So we're talking about over trading. Anyone here ever over traded? Anyone? No one? Anyone? Yeah. Yeah, so over trading is definitely something that is the well, Ian, you are the goat then on that one because when I first started trading, it was like I was playing a flippin' video game. Like, oh, this isn't real money. I'm just gonna go for it. Just like trading, 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 trading. Then I heard about prop firms. Oh my lordy do. The amount of over trading that I've done on Apex accounts is stupid. Just embarrassingly stupid. So when you look at the scarf model, think about the times that you overtrade most frequently. And which of those do you think are your biggest trigger for that push you into overtrading? So if overtrading is the behavior that you don't want, which one of the scarf model is it? Status, certainty, autonomy, relatedness, or fairness? Couple fairnesses, status. Mine is mine is this one. Yep, that's fair, Tiz. Yeah, so as an example, mine is definitely certainty, and that I am so certain that, let's say, a certain TP is going to hit or a certain liquidity point is going to hit, that I will just keep trading and keep trading and keep trading. And so I get triggered into feeling threatened that it's not as certain as I thought that it was going to be. And so I'll just keep on over trading, trying to hit that target, even if the target is 2 points away. And I found, if you are someone who trades the IFEG model, specifically the one set up for life, I actually ended up having to pause on taking it because I would re-enter, 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 trying to chase that specific liquidity target. So um my certainty gets me into a heap load of trouble because of that. So, what I am just curious about from all of you is when are you most susceptible to overtrading? When are you most susceptible to overtrading? I'm curious. Yep, after a loss. Yep, missing the initial entry, loss when close to a payout. When you see other people's P&Ls after a loss, missing a banger setup, a loss, confidence fuck. I mean, is Steph after my stop hits BE and then runs? Yeah, that's fun. Yep, yep, yep. So, my question for you, thanks for all of those. So, then my question for all of you is how do you know you're over trading? What's your indication that you are actually over trading? Yep. So for Ian, I want to force anything I see. Tanya, to me, it's anything that doesn't align with your rules. That's a great one. When I have to hide my execution so I can see the chart, been there. When I start to ignore my risk parameters. Well, specific to a time frame. So Tiz overtrades on the 1 minute time frame. Just trading based off vibes. Yeah, for sure. For sure. Any others? When do you specifically know that you are overtrading? Was the question. I'm just repeating the question. Yep. Protector, that's what we're going to actually talk about in a second or in a few minutes. When you move your stop loss. Yep. So, my next question for all of you is how do you define overtrading? So, how would you define overtrading? Ian says going against your rules, not waiting for proper setups. Yep. Taking multiple B or C setups, giving back profits. Yep. Yeah. Entering and exiting positions that have no context over and over. Totally. Just waiting for a few others to chime in. Re-entering or reversing position. Yep. Yeah. Nate just said the same thing. Yeah. Hitting the reverse position button. I don't think I've ever actually done that. So kudos to all of you. Averaging up or down. Take a win, then a loss, and then try to take another one. Yep. Yep. All right, I'm gonna have Oksana chime in for a sec.
I think mine is for sure like so if I enter the day with like a set amount that I'm willing to risk, like in my opinion, and this is only how I've been trading on evals, not my fundeds, but on evals, I'm like, okay, well, you know what? I don't care how many trades I take right now, as long as I'm not losing and allowing myself to lose more than I've like set to risk. So like that is where like the only way that that is able to happen is because of the lockout features, because if I trade like that on an account where it doesn't do that, I don't know that I won't like be able to snap out of it and say, okay, you've lost enough. Because when you've taken multiple trades, sometimes, you just kind of like black out, dude. Like genuinely, you just kind of like see red and you're just like, well, it becomes you're trading, you're only taking trades to get your P&L to show you what it wants. You're not, or to show you what you want. Like you're not waiting for a model, you're not trading in ways that make sense. You just want to trade until your P&L makes you happy. And that is over trading for me. Cuz like if I'm not willing to stop, if I'm not willing to um take profits and I want to keep trading after winning, like that to me is when I start over trading. But yeah.
So overtrading and greed, and being willing to take a loss are oftentimes super, super tied together. And that's the thing that's so dangerous about overtrading is that it can either be because you're getting greedy and you've been winning and you want to keep doing it, or you've taken a loss and you're trying to make it back or reduce your loss or whatever that might be. So yeah. Um for those of you, so Ian, you said you specifically don't really struggle with overtrading. What are some things that you specifically, so I'm talking to Ian only right now. What are some things that you do to make sure that you don't overtrade? So like what are things that we can learn from you that you've been putting in place? I put him on the spot.
Mhm.
Mm,
I was about to say that
go ahead.
does That's what I was about to say. Is I bet it has nothing to do with what he's doing on the charts. It's probably just his mindset already. The way that his mindset is set has it to where he doesn't do that. That's what my guess would have been. Because as far as like overtrading and stuff, there's nothing you can really do on the chart to stop that. Like that's really like on the trader. Like nobody makes you click the mouse, so that's fair.
Yeah, it's interesting. Um, I've been doing a lot of thinking about this whole discipline thing, and you have to define your own levels of what discipline actually is based on the triggers that you have while you're trading. So, for some people, being disciplined is you stop after one trade a day. For some people, discipline is following your rules. For some people, discipline is I only take a certain amount of TP and stop loss. For some people, so discipline can mean a lot of different things, but really, I think that discipline is following through with what you've committed to yourself.
Mm.
So it's not necessarily that you have to be disciplined outside of the charts. I really don't think that that's the case. I think it's when you're on the charts, can you follow through with what you committed to yourself? And I think that people, myself included, we disappoint ourselves in that moment. We let ourselves down when we allow overtrading to happen. So, question for all of you, for the rest of you, what are some of the things that you've been able to do in the moment or have been able to work up to build some of that discipline for you? So I'm curious what some of you are doing when you have experienced overtrading. What else have you done that has helped you? Yeah, sweaty logging out. Yep. Hard to do in the moment when you're experiencing it, but yep. What else are people doing in the moment? Yep, walking away from the computer altogether. Zoom out on the chart. Sweaty, shut up. What are things that would actually help other people? Yeah, so using the tools that you've got from trading platforms, daily loss limits, max trade features, meditate, escape reality. Yep, meditation is huge. The question, Benja, is what are some things that you've done that have helped you to stop yourself from overtrading in the moment? Yeah, exactly. It's so hard. So like in the moment, like we say in the moment, I'm gonna turn off my computer. I'm gonna log out, but you don't. So like what are some things that you can do? Yeah, that's awesome, Tiz. Go outside, play a sport. Yep. Close the charts even when it's the hardest thing to do. So hard. This afternoon we were doing like a quick psychology check-in right after market close. And Oksano just was like, I want to keep trading. I want to keep trading. I want to keep trading. But we're sitting on the computer, right? Like, so we're talking even right now, like I have to have one of my screens on Forex Factory and then the Discord screen in front of me so that I'm not distracted to want to keep trading today, right? Do I need to trade today? Do I need to trade Asia? Nope, sure don't. But we have to put some of these practices in place. I love some of the tools and some of the resources that some of the trading platforms have. I think that those are really good. Um, the other the other thing.
We don't have to trade Asia, but do you want to? I'm just kidding. I'm kidding.
Okay, here he goes. Every day, Asia, London, everything. So I about a year and a half ago created a worksheet for someone to help them in the moment. Um, I don't know if I uh, this thing. Hang on, you guys. I'm gonna load this up. E- If you have a problem with overtrading, I think you all should be able to. Oh, it has my old last name. Cute. Um, this is a kind of a over trading checklist or worksheet that I created for someone about a year and a half ago to help stop them in the moment. And the only discipline it takes is to actually look at it. So I think one of the things that people struggle with is specifically like, what do I do in the moment that I'm experiencing it? And the only discipline and the only thing that you would need to do if you struggle with this is have this up on the other part of your uh is have this up on another part of this, I don't know, screen. Okay. Um what this will do is it will get your mind into that logical mindset. So if you remember when we first started talking about the scarf model, it's all about triggers. It's about that emotion being triggered because something feels like it's a threat to you. The best way to get yourself out of that feeling of threat is to ask yourself a logical question or do something logical. So, turning off the computer, looking at this checklist, anything like that puts you into using the it's called the prefrontal cortex, so it's like the thinking part of the brain versus the feeling part of the brain. So the whole point is to get you into that thinking part of the brain so that you stop in that moment. Does that make sense to everyone? So this is what? What? I'm gonna mute myself. You go ahead.
Dude, you know what's crazy is seeing this, like, you know how many times I've been asked, like, how do you just take one trade a day? How do you just do that? And dude, literally I never thought about it till now, but in the moment, I literally ask myself almost every single one of the, like, the um basically 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and 9. Like, dude, literally in the moment, my brain considers all of that. And it's like, I honestly, I don't know why I'm saying any of this, but I just really didn't notice it before, you know?
Yeah.
Like, so I guess if I ever get asked that again, I'm going to let them know that this is why. Basically, this checklist, like, goes through my head immediately, right? Right, as soon as, like, let's say a trade doesn't go my way, the moment I start thinking about reacting, this whole thing goes through my head. Like, bang, 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 and hmm, hmm, and then that's what gets me, like, the build up enough to just say, no, I'm not doing this. I'm walking away and I'm just going to be done. Like, you know how hard it is when price action's really good and you take a really good play and you, like, get break even and you can wait and take something else. But you're like, nah, my rules are one trade. I'm going to stop and just end the day break even. And it's like, because you need to ask yourself all of these freaking questions. Like, is it worth it? You know what I mean? Is it worth it? Is it going to be worth it? Why am I actually trading more? Is it because I'm seeing more good setups? Or is it because of my wants? Like, is it because of the things I want to accomplish or I profit targets or whatever? Like, so yeah, I don't know why I'm sharing that, but that's just weird. Seeing that, I just was all, whoa, that's how. That's how, dude, because my brain just freaking runs through every single one of these, like, subconsciously, So, wow. Nice PDF.
Yeah, so Nate, exactly right. So asking all those questions is the short pause before clicking the button. So what we've talked about, if for those of you who have been here since the beginning of these discussions, if you are not taking a short pause when you are feeling a trigger, and if you are not getting yourself into your rational brain, not your emotional brain, but if you're not getting yourself into your rational brain, then you are more susceptible to those quote unquote bad trading behaviors. So the more that you can pause or um, do whatever it is that you need to do in that moment, if you are struggling, just quickly look at this. If you have conditioned yourself to Oksana, like what you're doing, that's weird to call it that to your face. Um, like if you are taking that time to automatically have that built in to your regular trading day, then you're in a great spot. But if you are trying to build in that quote unquote discipline of making sure that you are committing to what you've committed to yourself to be a great trader, then use the checklist until it becomes a built in behavior response. Does that make sense?
And just real quick for anyone watching on YouTube, if you're interested in grabbing this PDF, you're gonna have to join up in the Discord and ask for it. So, okay, that's it, my man. That's it, my man.
Oh my God. Anyway, so what are other things? So is there anything else or things that you've all done that you have found in the moment actually works? So, yes, we've got this checklist. Some people have already given other suggestions. Is there anything else that you would advise for other people to do in the exact moment to be able to stop yourself from overtrading? I'll see if there's anything else that you all have, and then maybe if you want.
I have one. Before that starts happening, stop and ask yourself, what happened last time? Because guess what? If you're doing it once, I guarantee you've done it before. And you got to remember what happened, like when I get frustrated and want to revenge trade or overtrade, I ask myself, dude, what happened last time?
That's awesome.
And like literally what happened the last time was probably the account was gone. Probably I had to start all over. Probably I was angry as hell the rest of the day because I had to start shit over, or like we got to spend money on new accounts and shit because like that's just not a good feeling. And so before you go ahead and allow those feelings to happen again, ask yourself what happened last time. And for me, when I ask myself that question, it literally scares me into not doing it. Like the fear of the pain from what happened last time is enough for me to be like, nope, kiss my ass. Like I'm not doing it. I don't care how mad I am right now. I'm not doing it. I don't care if I think this target's gonna hit. I don't care if the loss was bullshit. Like I'm not doing it because I'm not gonna feel that pain again. And then the pain from anything that you're experiencing before that goes way, way faster, because then you start feeling proud of yourself too, because you're like, cool. Like, I might have just taken that loss, but dude, that's part of the game. And I shut it down and walked away, and that feels really good. And so that's basically how I go about it.
I think it's also really important for each person to define what overtrading means with their model and their style. So there's a guy that I'm in another community with who he takes several trades a day because it's part of his model. And I think that that's the thing to look at is what is your model, and are you able to stop before you're either losing profits or trading from an emotional place, or giving back any profits or losing accounts or whatever it might be? So Walrus, just like you, like honestly, that used to be how I stopped trading is I lost my account. And then I would just go back and I would buy all new accounts so that I could keep on trading. And that wasn't helping me at all. That wasn't helping me get payouts or build up my own kind of cash bundle from trading. So that the only thing for me that helped to stop it in the first place was naming, hey, I'm over trading right now, and then committing to what did that mean for me. Over trading for me is trading more than two losses in a row. Like that's over trading. So for you to define what that is will help you to figure out what you need to do to stop it in the moment as well. Makes sense.
Damn, this is sauce.
You're so funny. Mm, good ones, Ice. Good ones. Nice, nice, nice. Cool. Any other thoughts, tips, tricks, tools, anything around overtrading that's either helped you or that you all want to discuss or chat about before I hand things back over?
I'll just admit it now. I literally almost overtraded earlier today, but I caught myself and stopped and logged out. Dude, around 1 o'clock, man, something, something, like the chart started moving, and I just was like, you know what? Why don't we just catch another quick 20? No, why don't we just catch, like, what the hell, bro? So I like got in, was down $50, and just closed it and logged out because I was like, "You're being a freaking idiot." But I'm really glad I noticed in the moment. It shows growth and don't overtrade.
With every single thing that we have talked about, the discussions that we've had, it's the in the moment awareness that will get you to where you need to be as a professional trader. I don't think I understand your question or statement, Ice King. I
Like, is he saying like a topic?
don't know, maybe. Um, yeah, Muffin, that's really, really tough.
I see. Oh, I see. He wants a response for when that happens to you.
When you get the
Right?
8 or when you miss a trade, you clearly said yourself. And then it hits whatever you're targeting.
What do you do? Got it. Talking to me.
I see. So I don't go BE. Um, that's just not part of my trading strategy or my trading style. Um, but if a trade doesn't feel quite right, for me, I just don't take it. I I would rather just stay out of a trade. I just absolutely will not take it. I know there will be a trade tomorrow or the next day or the next day.
If you want to take it, take it. Honestly. And the reason I'm saying that is because I have hesitated way freaking more than I would have liked. And if it doesn't feel right, don't take it. But if you want to take it, just freaking take it. Like, don't overanalyze. Don't second guess yourself. Don't start thinking about it long enough to like create reasons to not take it. Like analyze enough, obviously. But for me, dude, my gut has a higher win rate than my analysis, I think. Like sometimes I start overanalyzing so bad and I'm like, and I talk myself out of trades even though my gut is telling me, bro, take this. Bro, take this. Like, and I'll just overthink and then I'll sit there and I'll not do anything and then it'll work and I'll be like, knew it. Like, and that's so annoying. So honestly, just as long as you're risking whatever you want to risk, if you want to take it, take it. If you don't, then don't. And then like honestly, if you get BE'd, then that's just part of trading. Like, you know, but
Yeah, for real.
bro, it's just like there's times, okay, for me personally, what up, Johnny? For me personally, I've just gone through enough times where I've said, bro, you should be taking this. And I don't, and it works. And then on the flip side, I've had ones where I go, oh, I'm echoing.
Uh,
And then on the flip side, I have times where I go, and I'm like, debating and questioning, and then it literally like doesn't work. And so go after having that happen enough times, you start to learn that's better to just trust your gut sometimes. And if you miss out, then it's fine. But at least you followed your gut. That's it.
cool. All right. So that was overtrading. Trigger you and lots of really good, like just really good suggestions from everyone. So thank you all so much for joining. I'm gonna hop off and looks like he's gonna do a quick charting session. So hopefully you guys all got something out of that, even if it was just like a small little tidbit or a tip from someone or some things for you to try, but definitely do what you can just to make a small improvement every single day. Cool. All right. Thanks, y'all. I'm going to hop off. I will see you all soon or talk to you all soon.